Hello, now then, welcome back. This is episode 31 of the Iron Glide Iron Teeth hard mode playthrough. This is, as you can see, our main construction job for today. So last time we did a fair bit to get some bits and pieces set up for this. Bots are still a problem, which will probably not help with this thing being under construction. However, this is obviously the main event of the series. So, we should be okay with gears, at least in the short term, because we've finished putting them into this thing. And we also need to keep sinking metal blocks and the treated planks into this, which we have none of. Which will slow things down quite a bit. However, we will not really worry about it, and they can just do this in their own time. The one things that we have a bedtime approaching in 3 days' time. What might? How much water do we have? Okay, now we're about 10,000 short. Let's just give this a chance to fill up. Probably not a wise idea, but we need the water to be running into this. So that is going to come very shortly, hopefully, fingers crossed. And fill this up. But we cannot, I repeat, cannot leave this to become a problem. Good, that should be coming into there, which it is. Lovely stuff. Triple speed for the win. So let's get as much water in this as possible. Certainly get this area sorted out. I may consider ripping all of this out and blasting it down to level with that. But we do need to figure out how we would keep it sort of moist, shall we say, for the, well, stopping these from drying out, because these last 16 days with a bit of water around them. When there's no water, they get 6. And with these long spells, we're kind of in trouble when it comes to, well, keeping them alive that long. And long gone are the days where this can actually fill up in any sort of reasonable amount of time due to the fact that, well, we were sucking out all the water here. So, while we don't pay any attention to that for the next couple of, well, days, I suppose, I will put them all back into here when this is all full. Anyway, where was I? Ah, yes. So, we have a problem with sparkly planks, and that is something we need to fix. So, given the fact that we don't need gears anymore, well, I mean we do, but not like this many. Although it's not going up as much as I would have liked, to be fair. Could be then that we have to play a bit of Russian roulette with logging. So let's say goodbye to these guys and get the sparkly workshops in here. Now with any luck, because it's going to be of a higher priority than doing this, they should drop everything to go and do that, so it shouldn't take long for these to be back up and working. Good. So let's just make sure we've got enough stuff. Pine resin kind of sucks, but there's tons left in here, to be fair. So that seems to be coping fine. With any luck, let's just get the haulers doing some good stuff in here. And with any luck, we can get the treated planks up, because we're going to need that to A, keep the mine powered, which is just over here. So, not the best. This is out of planks. There's not many in there either. I don't... I think that just stops the... where is it? Metal. Yeah, we still need treated planks either way. So, kind of stuck with that one, so never mind. How are we doing on here? Slowly going up. Not as fast as I would have liked, but never mind. We've got a day left, so I think we're just going to have to commit. My kingdom for a select and action button. Just select them all. Don't think you can do that. Yeah, no. That's a shame. I suppose we could have come into here and done it, but never mind. So that's everything back this way watered, which is good. And then once this is empty, I'm going to rip everything out, all of it, and I'm going to blast it all down. It's going to be a bit of an interesting one to get all of that sort of dealt with, and I'll replant these. Just wondering where's best to maybe fudge this area up here. Probably in here, actually. That's too high. We might need to do a bit of geoengineering on that one, just as a little pit to sink in to fill with water. Might use tunnels to actually just run it straight through. So, but we'll worry about that another time. So just under half a day before the bad tide approaches, this should be going up. So yep, lovely stuff. These will look after themselves. Gears are slowly going up. Yeah, they're going to be a problem until that's finished. Metal should be on its way back up because they've put them all in here, so that's nice. Let's see then if there's any way we can butcher this area just a little bit, just to get some more in. Probably. Let's just rip this guy out, this guy out. I think this guy's going to have to go away as well. Let's just... I've died 27 days. Okay, so that's quite a long time. Power will connect into there, I believe. Yes. Yeah, he's going to have to go. Never mind. Let's get sparkly plank in there, and then we do need another one of the old number crunchers because it basically means it's the only way to keep these fed, these control towers. So if 3 of them, as far as I can remember, I've placed. I don't think I've put any more in. I might have done, but I can't think where. I can't find it. And then that, obviously these create 10, these take 9, so the science is quite slow, although we don't really have too much left to worry about, to be honest. So maybe just something to ignore, to be honest. But we do end up with power issues. Yikes. A lot of power issues. Only 9,000 power and this thing doesn't have the juice. Not too sure if there's anything we can do about it. Again, I'm not expending this out. Not at this stage of the game anyway, because we're towards the end game of this particular playthrough. So it's just going to be a case of grinning and bearing it. Maybe we need to create a little engine farm. Don't really want to do that, but I think it's going to be the only thing we can do, to be honest. Is there an easy way to put that somewhere? Probably not. Although, if we were to say, let me just pause this a sec. If that was to go there. Yeah, I don't think it'll fit. Let's just see. Yeah, doesn't connect in. That is a shame. I was hoping we could do something a little bit cheeky just to get that in, but I don't think that's going to be the case. However, I think we can fudge it somewhat by doing this. So they should be able to build all of that without too much drama. That'll hook us into this section, and then with that, what we need now is a bit of landscaping, and we are basically just going to go take all of this and just sort of say, fill it in. And this is where we're going to put our little engine farm. They should be able to build all of that. Don't see why they can't. But you just need to get a sensible way of getting all of this in, so let's have a think. Yeah, okay. Then we just need to do a little bit of shenanigans this side. And I think, just for the sake of I can't be botheredness, I'm going to do it this way. Could spell disaster, just because beavers do not like to path things particularly well, but if we do this, they should be able to get that done. And I think what we'll have down here is just a little bit of plankage. Give me some lovely logs in here. There's an obtain. We just need to path this. In fact, no, we don't want that there. We want to rip. Oops. Squeeze that one in there, and that should reconnect everything back up. And let's just chuck in the last little engine that could here. Oops. To press the right key. This guy's going to get stuck. Oh no, fine, good. Happy days. Someone should be able to walk that way to get to it, which should fix everything up nicely. And it doesn't really matter, the path's already there, so let's not worry too much about it. Can't really put a big one in. Give me the logs, which are holding steady, and give me some more logs. us to obtain, and it should just be a case of getting these. And with that done, we just need to now connect them in somehow to this. So can they not get to that? They can't get to that. Why would I assume they could get to that? That was a stupid setup. So, in that case then, let's... How do they manage to build that? Ah, okay, it's 2 up. Fair enough. You know what? That's pretty dirty, but I think it'll work. Hopefully. Yeah, good. So now we just need to connect this in, which is going to have to wait just a tiny bit, just because we've got these ladders now in the way. But if they get these built... which they have, rip this guy out, and we should be able to... do that, and I believe it will work. That momentarily, I suppose. If these start spinning and this shoots up, we should be in good stead. There we go. Beautiful, look at that. 99%, I will take that. Good enough for what we need. We could build some more around the back here if we wanted to. Might not be a bad idea, but that's a lot of trees to sink into. What I might do... where's that path gone? Should be able to connect that through this way. Which we can, and let's just... get those in and rip these out. Not going to get much out of it, but we'll take it. Yeah, it's fine. Just leave that alone. So, how are we doing? Terribly, not the bestly, and metal is certainly going up. Yeah, meh. I mean, as long as this number doesn't go too low, I think we're okay. That didn't take long to suck all of that dry, but we did get up to just 4,000 short. So, they're probably back on this. Yeah. A few hundred to go on the treated planks, that should be fine. What I'm going to get them to do is rip all this out, so... I'm just going to say... yeah, pull that out. Pull that out. I'm just going to do a bit of a tidy up in here, so... shouldn't take them too long to rip that out, but should be fine. We do have some stairs in here, so we just need to lay some temporary paths. In a sec. And these are basically our very first major construction pieces, so we're going to rip that out as well. As it's gotta go. This guy can go this way. Rip that out so we can join that up. And in here we have the stick of devastation that is dynamite. So let's just lay this in. Get rid of that. Hoping we can get a decent amount of this blown out fairly sharpish. As long as we've got enough gaps, we should be okay for the water to flow through. You have to rejig some of the stairs and whatnot, but that's a problem for a later time. So I think we don't have this bit covered. Let's just see. We do need to do something with this as well. Before we get too crazy, as I did this before, at the very start of the playthrough, I destroyed the bridge and had absolutely no way to get across. So let's fix that now. Good, and then this can go. We can lay in the dynamite. Like so. Now we will rebuild that. We'll put in a bridge. In fact, if we do actually make it a bridge, it should fit in. I mean, not this one particularly. This is the first one to hand, but yes, please. Let's just get rid of that. Been not much use to us for a while. Oh, see one there. They're a bit sneaky, these random corners that do and don't get these. Got everything there. The water should be able to get around that, but we could always tunnel it out, to be fair, if push comes to shove. Let's take that out. Get that placed in. I want that bridge sorted sooner rather than later. Good. So that's sorted out. We can take this out again, put the kablamo stick there. It shouldn't take them too long to get the rest of that laid. We've got a ton of dynamite, I think. Yeah, loads. I am half tempted, though I shouldn't, to blow... Actually, no, I can. There's not much left in here anyway, to be fair, so we'll worry about that once they've laid it all. And then we will need to rebuild all of this jazz here, so that can be the next job. Because we can put these at the bottom. So while we're doing that then, let's just rip this out. Yes. We'll leak some water, but it's fine. Get the sluice in here. I think just some dams will do at the top. Actually, they won't do. Let's just... back as it was. We can set that to... yeah, that'll do. Sneaky. So that's out of water, which we knew. Sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky. It's always painful when you're trying to lay these in and they're on different levels and stuff gets hidden in corners. It's a proper pain. They should. Okay, they can't. Fixed. Alright. That should be doable. Yeah, they just need to get to it. Another one there, look. Very sneaky. Do that anyway. So that tunnel can go in first. That shouldn't set any of these off, as far as I know. Good. So that's in. I think everything else is covered. And I don't think there's anyone down here, so let's just zoom out now and kablamo. Let's say that corner and that corner. And we'll just go from the edge. Who wins first? First the bridge. Ah, fail. Beautiful. Right. So, now that we've got that set, this should be able to say 0.80. Yep, so that should be less than that at all times. And now we just need to figure out how to fix the issue with getting any water across. Well, not what across, but keeping it wet. So first things first, let's get steps in. There's around here, I think. Yeah, so let's just get this guy out of here, spin him round. Do that, and we're just going to basically get dynamite in there. And once this guy's done, we'll just put another set of stairs there. Hopefully this guy doesn't get blown up. Couple ammo. Lovely. And staircase goes in there. And I believe that's everything reconnected as was. To get down here anyway. So it should just be now a case of how do we keep these areas wet enough? And I think so down in this area we had, I mean, I don't want to build dams and whatnot, but I could, but I'm not going to. Let me just see. It's probably a mistake to take this out, to be fair, but kind of needed to. Yeah, so how can we deal with this? Thinking. So again, another original construction. That can also go. I think. I'm just going to do this, I think. Let's get placed in. Because why not? Let's just blow this out. So, yet more dynamite up this area. So we need to maintain this at one level, basically. Otherwise, we'll drown all of the mango fruits that's down here. Mangrove. I know what I meant. So, hopefully they can get on with that pretty quickly. Helps if I unpause it, though. And I think it's just going to be a case of... being a bit cleverer with where we put water dumps to keep this area somewhat wet. Could be that we just rejig this area down here. Is this empty? Yes, it is. Okay, good. So I think what's going to be the easiest thing to do yeah, I think I'm actually built myself in a bit of a black hole here. So this guy's keeping all of these water. These will die long before that comes back, which can't really be helped. I mean, it could, but it's not going to be. Yeah, I think. Right, so I have a plan, probably making it worse, but we're going to go for it anyway. So let's do this, this. Oh. I just want all of this ripping out. Do that out as well. Oh, why would you walk on it? Rip it out. Wild. Absolutely wild. Right, so that's now clear. You guessed it. We're going to do... Two's there, and then... pretty much one's everywhere else. Looks like they're done up here, so while we're waiting for them to lay those... Good. And... should get us to here, so all of this should now be reachable. Which it is, so... bit of a long way for them to walk, but they'll get there eventually. So it's going to become a little watering station here. We do need to put a watering station in somewhere else. Quite where, I don't know. It's kind of awkwardly positioned at this point. They're not doing so great still, but they're in positive numbers, so I'll take that as a win. Oh good, these guys are done, so goodbye to those. And it's quiet at the minute, so... it's those done, so let's kablamo this. Okay, there's two that wasn't, but I don't think they'll matter too much because they can just lay those from that level. So this is going to be, again, another everybody's favourite dump. Guess that'll do. We'll just put a teeny tiny tank of water. So that to obtain. And I'm hoping that when this gets full, we should be able to get all this area nice and wet to keep all these alive. So see how far this stretches once this fills up a little bit. We may need to put something in elsewhere, maybe here. Such is the problem with this map, that there's not a lot of water sources. But if once that's full, we should, hopefully. So that will keep this area, if we were to plant mangroves in, nice and green, which is what we want. Do we have anything down here? Basically, we need to tidy up this area quite drastically. So I think we're definitely going to need to have a bit more storage set up around here. Question number one, can these be covered? No. You can for 2 high. So, we need to build alright, so we need to build a little tunnel, I think. So let's just get down to this height. So this is a little walkway here, so just don't need that one, but do you know what? I'd like all of that ripped out, I think. And I'm hoping if we take it out, we might get a nice little thing underneath, because it shouldn't be able to support it. I think it's 5 either side, so let's see how that goes for us. So, with any luck, this should, in theory, look okay. I'm going to sink another one of these little areas in here. We may need to dig back a bit further and delete some of these supports, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, maybe not quite as much, because that's clearly not covered, but anyway. We can recoup all of that stuff anyway, so that's not too much of a problem. And then I guess another one needs to be in here. So again, it's just going to be a case of getting to lay that. Those should all be covered at this point. Now we are going to need to put one of these guys down here anyway. To get all the way to the end. But we'll see how far the water stretches. If the plan works, of course. Right, so, let's see. Okay, so we've just ticked up to 1,000, so I think we're good. Oh, we're finished. Well, well, well. Oh, this takes berries. There's additional steps. I forgot about that. Never mind. We are gathering berries, I believe. Let's just get these guys running again. Turn them off to empty a load of the other areas. But I believe that was all of them. Jacks, let's just check in here. Jobs. Gather a flag. F, F, F. Your post, where are you? I'd like you to be back in action as well, please. So yes, they're all working. So fine. So clicking through that pretty well. Shouldn't take them too long to get through all of that, I don't believe. You have the bits for it anyway, so it shouldn't be too bad. Is this thing finished drinking all of the treaty planks? No. Okay. Can we do anything about treated plank situation? Not really. Not with the way this is laid out anyway. We could replace some factories, I suppose, with something else. These three specifically. If we were so way inclined. Might do that actually. Where are we? So... just get that in, hopefully. Bots, also bots, also bots, and also bots. Thank you. Right. That hopefully will make a bit of a difference. Under here. Nearly done. And to stop any complaints about not being able to reach it, that should be good enough. And then we just need to demolish the resources. The buildings, aren't they? I'm hoping it carves out a nice little niche for them to do. We'll find out shortly. One more to go. Lovely. Let's see. Not quite what I was after, but it'll do, I think. There's plenty of them to tidy up with. So, with that said, it's now going to be a case of yet more landscaping. Like so. And then it'll be water dump and whatnot to go straight into there, so... we'll let them lay those in. Let's go back to this one over here. Couple more of those. And then I think... if we were to lay on this guy, I don't really want to make this too deep. So I think the way to fix this is this. I say fix. Fix is a strong word. It's not actually broken, but at these done first, please. This guy should be done. This won't fix it. I've just realised my hideous mistake. I don't have ladders. Ladders would be useful. Oh. All is not lost. We can just lay this in and just do the same here. Get this done and this done. Let's go, bots. Let's go. Blammo with that. And again, you guessed it, another one of these. Just put a little tank. Not exactly how I wanted to design this down here, but it will do. Down one more. As soon as I've nearly finished that. No haulers in district, you say? Let me put that hauler in the district. Thanks. With any luck, that should greenify a lot of the area. Let's just zoom back out. Kablamo those. This is going to be kind of jank, but it's going to have to be the case, unfortunately. So let's just chuck this guy in there and path that up. Let's see, 8.5 days left of the bad tide. We should be in good stead to... Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful. So this guy can get to there. I think we're going to just lay in another... another one of these guys. And just get the stairs down. I know I ripped these paths out just a second ago, but it made sense to me. So, let's just lay this back in. Just to try and maximize our gathering ability. Lay those in. Should Haggis here, he should be able to hook us up with been able to plant a load of stuff. You can go to the, you can go all the way out to the edge of there, which is exactly where we need it to be. So it should now. Basically, do this. Except these. Don't want that. Not in there, thank you. Yeah, we close these guys for now. Nothing for you to do. You won't plant because it's not wet yet. Barriers at the end, which is fine. Don't think we need the paths, so let's just rip these out. No other paths in there, so that's fine. Should have a decent amount of mangroves down here now, should they're able to plant actually any of this. This guy can't get this far, which a bit of a shame, but I guess it'll do. Let's just rip those out. I mean, the land gets a bit sketchy this side anyway, so I don't think it's too much of a worry. This guy can cover all of that. So the land is at least somewhat wet for that purposes. These are probably going to end up dead, the berries that were up here, but can't really do too much about it. We could... let's just say... Let's do that, and then they can expand out of their own pleasure at that point. And I think that should be a decent amount of mangroves. We'll see. So, 6 days left. We are churning through that water. I don't think we can leave the pumping trick this time, unfortunately. But the advantage we have this time is that this is going to get filled up pretty much straight away. So, problem's always been that this takes 3 days to fill up, by which point we're sort of towards the back end of knowing we're going to have a decent amount of good weather. So, let's see over here. Oh, we have some algae rations too. That's nice. So this thing is nowhere near done. We're still struggling on the treated planks. So where are they going? That's the question. I don't believe they're used in construction. No, they're not. So, where are they going? We do have 71 bots doing absolutely sweet FA. So, that's good. So let's see then, what heavy industry can be bottified? Already is. We could put them in the repopulate, but we're not going to do that. Don't really want them in the foresters. Don't really want them in the gatherer flags. Hauling, yes, please. Is that it? Well, that was it. I'll go get charged then. Is there any charges up here? No, there aren't, is there? Okay then. Let's fix that problem. They should be able to charge up there. I've got room for beaver bots. Let's put the bio beavers back in there. These should be a higher priority. Rather we lose them in the hauling post than anywhere else, to be honest. There's no way for you to charge down here either. Can we fix that down here? Not sure on that one. We do need something down in this area though, especially if we're going to get the haul in, so I think we're just going to have to chuck in another engine. Not too much we can do about it. Let's put that in there, and then build me that first, please. And then they should be able to charge. Yes. We can put more in if we so wanted to. We would need to lose a bit of space for that, so... is there a simple way of dealing with that? Not really. Not really. Or is there? Let's see. Don't know if we can do this. Let's find out together. So I would like this, 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 and that doing. Oh, and I guess the one underneath it as well. Well, that does surprise me. I'm surprised that does work. Very pleased it does work, but I'm surprised. We rip that guy out. Let's see then. Okay, that isn't going to work. But that is. I believe that can be built. Yes. Oh, it's a bit extreme. Unable to get all the stuff. We found out a pod resin. I think we are. Why are we out of pied resin? There's a ton of stuff here, so why are you out of pied resin? Unless I'm looking in the wrong place. No, I'm not. Interesting, okay. Congrats, you are now a beaverbot. Work 24/7, please. Can we squeeze another one in? That can reach most things. Yes and no. So, rip everything out of here, please. Modify that, and hopefully that can fix some of that issue, because there's plenty there. There's loads, I believe. Yeah, loads. So I'll get that with a bot and with a hauler. That should be fine. Okay, so 2.3 days left. I'll let this cycle run. Hopefully they can pull this out the ground and start fixing this problem. I'm not entirely sure why that's an issue for him, because there's plenty there. Not entirely convinced it's a holding problem, because they should have had enough, but we shall see soon, I guess. Right, what was I looking at just before that? Ah, yes, this little bit area here. Good. So this guy's... we could put 2 more in, so I suppose just for funsies, let's just put 2 more in. So whereas this was full, could it just be that there's very little storage? Let's have a look. Is the best we've got 200? It is. It is. So, that's as good as it gets for that one. So I think while there's nout in it, let's rip that out. Not that it matters, but we get that at least somewhat sorted. Fine on all of that stuff, so that's okay. Maybe worth having a bit of a buffer space up here as well, to be honest. So if we set you to pines, and you can be a supply. And these guys shouldn't have to go to all creation to sort it. Alright, we have 1 day left. So hopefully, I mean, we're quite low on water, so we're going to have to get them to pump like their little beaver hearts depend on it. What I will think I'll do is I'll empty these. I'll tidy up this area down here a bit, I think. Seems to have fixed the bot energy problem, so that's good. This guy's injured somehow. Iron resin, yeah, okay. We could probably do with some pine resin around here. Let's see. That should keep those two fed. Let's get that to be the old pine resin. That should keep those two fed. And then here, no real decent place, but I suppose that'll have to do us. If someone could build this quickly, please. Thank you. Now the holders should be able to get that sorted out for us and fix maybe some of the issues with that. Yes. Okay, bad tide ended, so let's make sure this little trench works for us now. Hopefully it will. The beautiful blue water comes rushing back in. I'll be pumping that as it stands. We should see this come through pretty much straight away. Which we do. So these guys should be able to get planted as soon as that gets some water in it. That may take a while. There he comes. Doing that in a wonderful diagonal pattern, which is lovely. But yes, okay, so that's better so that we're not waiting for this to fill up. So day one we have water coming back into here, which is perfect what we need. This guy's bored, which is fine. I'm just going to unpause these ones. They can be bored together. Just waiting for that to happen. Water's coming through now, so this guy should be down here also. Somewhere in this. I hope. Probably finished for the day actually, but never mind. Okay, you'll sort your lives out shortly. Probably because they're bio-beavers, not bots, but that's okay. And these should be set correctly. So they are. Let's say 5. This is set to 8. So this should never overflow, which is ideal for what we want. This guy's planting, which is perfect. Okay, so crisis somewhat averted. It'll take a while to plant them all back in, but it's what it is. Can't really do much about that. I'll take, what, 10 days, 20 days for bearing fruit, literally. So, kind of sucks, but can't do much about it. We could look to fill in this area, actually, and maybe create some more tree space. That'd be something to do with the dirt to keep the beavers happy, I guess. But anyway. So, as we've got through a cycle, I will wrap up this episode here. This is finally full, so come next episode we will launch this up. So 32 will probably be the last one, unless we can find something else to do for this playthrough. But we'll make sure the bio-beavers here get a nice little light show with this thing finally firing off. Hopefully we can see a bit of benefit coming through from these sparkly planks now. It's going back into storage, that's fine. Pine resin I'll have to work on. So I think we will lay more earth down in here and fill this area in. See if we can make a bit of a difference for them. Not entirely sure they'll be able to reach it all to fill it in, but we'll see. We'll see how far they get. Nobody else to be fixed. I think charging around this area needs to be sorted, so I think I need something on this side. Don't know how we'll fix that, but we'll have a look at that next time, I think. But other than that, before the counter ticks over telling us it's another drought or a bad tide, I will say goodbye. If you have any comments, please chuck them down below. Other than that, see you guys next time.